And welcome back. We're just a week away from the Indiana primary now, so we are joined once again, as we are every Tuesday, by Wayne TV political analyst Mark Souder. And, you know, Mark, one race that we haven't really touched on so far is the Allen County Commissioner's race, the Republican primary between the incumbent Nelson Peters and John McGauley, who is the county recorder right now. This is an interesting race. A lot of people wondered when John McGauley got involved, well, why is he taking on Nelson Peters? Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. First off, though, I mean, what would you say to people who are looking for the differences between these two men?
Well, Nelson's been in longer. John's a little bit younger, did quite a few reforms in the recorder area, including calling for the elimination of his office, wanted to change the county commissioner structure. But then Nelson Peters also then became aggressive in reforming the county commissioner's office and also came out for a single county administrator. So the differences aren't very pronounced. A little bit of lifestyle differences in the sense of how they approach issues, how they approach new technology. But here's the interesting thing. They've also both moved to the right. They were both kind of softer spoken. Both of them are backing Richard Murdoch. So that shows you how much they're kind of emulating each other, and it'll become more of a personality issue.
Why do you think John McGauley would want to take on somebody who is a two-term incumbent and apparently pretty well-liked in Nelson Peters and is going to have a fundraising advantage? We've seen Peters doing a lot of advertising.
A 40-to-1 fundraising advantage.
Yeah.
I think first off, Nelson ran what was perceived as a weak race for mayor against Matt Kelly. Part of that was Matt Kelly worked his head off. But the question came, would Nelson really fight if another incumbent challenged him? And he's answered that question. He is fighting for redemption. Because when you lose, just like Dr. Crawford did, when you come back, it feels really good. And when you're a county commissioner, you have a lot of power over roads, how the county grows. Nelson's done that for a long time. He's running on his experience. He's raised the money. The business community stood behind him. And John may be asking himself right now, too, how did I exactly get into this?
Well, we will see.
But he may win. I'm just saying. When you're outspent 80,000 to less than 4,000, it's tough.
It's an uphill fight, and I believe John McGauley would admit that. But we will see. We still have a week to go in this one. Now, you were at the Allen County Republicans Lincoln Day dinner last night where Richard Murdoch and Richard Lugar were both there as well. Give me your basic thoughts after watching those two men.
One is you can feel the Lugar campaign sagging a little, and the Murdoch people are really optimistic. There were far more Murdoch people in Allen County's Lincoln Day last night than Lugar people, which is unusual because Allen County and Fort Wayne in particular are a swing area. I thought the most symbolic thing was when Lugar finished, the first two rows where the elected officials and the big donors are immediately stood up out of respect and somewhat out of support. The rest of the room sat for an excruciating number of seconds to minutes and then kind of got up. The top of the pyramid remains for Lugar, but the bottom of the pyramid is collapsing around the state. And there's a lot more at the bottom than there are at the top. So I think it looks tough. Last night is not a final thing, but it was one more clue.
Okay, so 15 seconds left. Most of the people you're talking to in Republican circles are saying it looks like Murdoch has all the momentum right now.
Yes, including, I learned from some people, even possibly in the donut area, which would be the final bell.
Okay, this is going to be very interesting. 1 week from tonight is when people head to the polls. Mark Souder, thank you as always.